while Olympic triathletes Helen and Mark Jenkins were staying at another Place the Lake hotel at Ullswater, they came on some swimming sessions with me, and it was a wonderful opportunity to take Helen into the endless pool and just look at her swim style and talk to her about her technique and how she managed to swim with this amazing speed.
Yes, it's looking okay. A high elbow there when I'm catching through, which is important. It's something I think about a lot when I'm swimming.
So sort of this bit here, sort of catching there, and there you can see there, can't you?
Yeah.
Nice elbow. And I was going to ask about your hands there. You can just see your hands just catching the water right at the start there.
Yeah.
So is that a conscious thing that you're just catching the water out ahead of you?
Probably not, no.
And I see a lot of elite swimmers do that on the 10k circuit. So that's something what they tend to do as well. They just feel for the water out in front.
That's probably more of a natural thing.
Yeah.
The thing I've been struggling with is lately my right arm has been sliding outwards, so I've been really focusing on trying to. Maybe that's why I'm doing it. So I've been consciously trying not to have a big shift to the side.
Yeah. Other thing there when you breathe, you can see just a massive body roll as well when you breathe, which is great. And so how important do you find the body roll when you're...
Body rolls is, if you don't roll the body, you're extremely flat, so you want to be able to use that power at the end of the stroke to move your body.
Yeah. I find a lot of triathletes, they kind of forget about that a bit because they're so buoyant that they sort of forget the body roll a little bit. So
it's really important to move the body. I mean, but allowing your arms to do that as well. My head position's not brilliant. It's a bit wobbly.
So what do you mean by that? You normally sort of lock off a little bit more when you're not breathing, sort of.
I think so, and I think I'm probably looking at the mirrors a little bit. But for open water, this isn't too bad because when I'm open water or racing, like being able to lift the head up and move it around is actually fine. Yeah. But my head position is fine when I'm swimming easy. When I'm going hard, I really have to think about trying to keep it in the right position.
Yeah. So see you there, having a look in the mirror, just sort of checking out the stroke, which I was there for. Another good thing that I noticed, just when you're about to turn, just how much air you get out. And this is something I'm often trying to tell swimmers. It's about not getting rid of too much air too quickly, but sort of holding a little bit there, but then making sure it does come out.
And do you know what? My little girl's just started swimming lessons, so I've been thinking about it more because I've been listening to the teacher, who's actually one of our coaches. He explains it really well, so I think I'm better with it because I've actually been thinking about it. It's quite good. I'm learning to swim again.
I love that idea. You sort of taking notes when you're just sort of learning.
He's a good teacher.
Okay, so that's great from that. We'll switch to another angle now. I find this whole thing quite useful.
That's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, so just looking at the elbow recovery now. And this is something which I really try and focus with people because this is connected to the hand entry and the pull. It's all sort of related. If that hand goes too high, then it really throws the body line off. So if you can just talk through your recovery.
Well, I aim to keep my arm really relaxed on recovery. I don't want any stiff or tension. So I find if my arm above the water is relaxed, then I think I actually catch better under the water. Swimming's all about relaxation, isn't it? The more relaxed you can be, you start tensing up and everything gets slower, more forced. So a big thing for me is if I know I'm relaxed above the water, then I feel like everything works better kind of below as well.
And here I'll go for the breath.
Bit
but nice fingertip.
Ideally you want the below, don't you?
Yeah.
The hand below the elbow.
So that's beautiful, isn't it? Nice relaxed going through. There you go.
Yeah, it's better when I'm not breathing. I've got to put it on that right arm.
I mean, this is great to see, isn't it? Just
it's really good.
There you go. Breathe on this side. Nice and low on this side. So just talk about your head position in the water, because this is another important thing for budding triathletes about where they should be when they go to breathe.
I think it's important when you breathe, you don't go too far over. You want that mouth just above the water. You don't want both goggles out of the water. It's a good way of thinking about it. You want to be looking up at the sky. So just keeping your mouth out of the water is a good place to be.
Yeah.
It's funny to break it down because I don't think about it because I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, sure.
So it's really good to actually break it down and think, what are you doing at this point? What are you thinking about? It's definitely good for going back in and kind of trying to improve on the small points.
And your hands as well. People often ask me about whether your fingers should be tied together or they should be loose.
Open.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on that?
I'd rather have them a little bit open. I think, again, it's that tension thing. If I'm forcing them together, doesn't feel as good.
Okay, this is nice because it shows you all these cameras are synchronized, so you can see how one thing affects other parts of the stroke. And we'll have a quick look around. So let's look from above. Okay, there we go.
That's so good to see it from above.
So what are the things you're focusing on from this angle? What would you look at?
I'm looking at where my body goes when I turn my head. So, like on that side, I think that side I turn.
Yeah.
It's okay. Pretty good. It's not too bad. Just noticing the legs fluttering out a bit to keep the balance there, but it looks alright.
Feet are great. Again, it's often about just trying to get people to keep their feet close together and not having sort of, break the streamline so much. And hand exit. So where are you normally aiming to get your hands to leave the water?
Yeah, that is okay. I mean, I tend to, I've quite long arms, but I don't always push right to the back of the stroke, so I'm thinking about it a little bit more here today, but trying to get it to push back to the stroke. And my elbow should be more relaxed. Should have a more relaxed elbow on that recovery.
Okay, just another angle now, looking from the front. So we'll just slow it down. You can sort of talk us through your stroke there from the side.
Yeah, so a good entry there. Important, it's not gone over the centre line. Then keeping that, pushing forward a little bit, and then keeping that high elbow as you're pulling through in the catch. You've got to get the front part of that stroke really, really good and efficient. Yeah. I'm being critical as well. I don't think I'm pushing back very well there, like finishing my stroke at the back end. That's something I need to work on a bit more. But body position looking pretty good.
So through the stroke itself, what point are you really putting pressure on the hand? When are you accelerating and really trying to push that water back on the way through?
Just keep a good catch there, and then when I'm getting to, I suppose 90 degrees in my arm, and then working hard on that backwards.
So from there, you really sort of drive back.
Drive back from there.
So the front bit for you is very much just the catch.
Just getting that good position. Yeah.
So from there to about there, you're sort of just getting.
I don't have to think too hard about that bit. That bit comes quite naturally to me, and then I really this is the bit where I'll just sort of bring my arm out. So I have to really think about that and work on that part.
Yeah. What I can see there is that in the latter part of the stroke, a lot of people's hands tend to point to the ceiling, but you're still pointing that hand to the back wall. Yeah. So you're still making sure you're really catching that water all the way back, which is really nice. So you haven't let the hand slip up at all. Yeah. You're still pushing that water behind you all the way through the stroke, which see some people at the end they either just slip their hand out or they kind of pushing the water up out into the air there. So nice elbow there. Nice high catch. And the head position is locked off nicely there. Just play it through. So when you're not breathing, your head really does lock into place.
Just don't need to breathe, it'll be fine. I'm useless with a snorkel. I was forgetting to in my head anyway.
Yeah. So you've got quite a fast stroke rate?
Yes, yeah. Because I say it's not super strong, like pull boy paddles and things I'm not particularly good at. Slower with paddles than I am without them.
Really? Right.
Yeah, I know you're looking at you and you're going, probably not the same, but yeah, I'm slower. A lot comes from my legs.
Yeah. Which is unusual for open water swimmers.
Yeah. It's just, I think, just haven't really yet. And I think that's why I'm not a brilliant sprinter as well. But yeah, I've got a pretty fast stroke rate. Like I say, on 25, if we do stroke count stuff, I'm like 18 to, if I'm sprinting, 20.
Right.
So, yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so let's have a look at from the head-on shot.
Yeah.
This is always pretty interesting.
It's good on this one, isn't it, to see where your body moves.
Yeah.
And if you've got any big kicks coming out of the water when you try and breathe or anything.
Also, it's hand entry,
Yeah.
whether it's going across the centre line or not.
Yeah.
You know, sort of staying out, which you also do really well.
That's looking better on my right arm. On my right arm it was really wide recently, so I have been doing a bit on. So I still think it's pushing a bit far out to the right there when it goes in. So bad on that stroke.
So once it enters, so sometimes it pushes out a little bit?
Yeah, in and out, kind of
Yeah.
slip sideways a bit.